Can you remember of any bitter truth you have experienced in your life recently or lately? There are many, but I'm going to share with you one of bitter truths of my life, which is existing everywhere on this planet. I was born in 1981, and it's been now 38 long years. When I was born in a small town called Aligarh, which is nicknamed as Kachikoti, which is located or situated at Raymond Road. The sharp curve. 50% population is on right side, 50% population is on left side. The left side, there is a school, primary school, and which is accompanied by one small clinic. Before my birth, the doctor came into the existence. There was no doctor in that very village. I heard from many people that village was known as one of the healthiest villages in that particular area. The area was known as Nawab Town. And in Nawab Town, there were 36 villages. And that was one of the villages. And that was known as healthiest ones. And in 1976, to be exact, the doctor came into the picture. He came from city and he went to meet Masjid Imam. Masjid Imam was the wise man of that very village. He went to meet that person, and Mr. Imam had few more people who were running the village. Whatever the discussion was happening, there is some problem or something to be sorted. Everyone was consulting with that group of people, which is headed by Imam. Doctor went to meet Imam and they discussed something internally and they happened to open one small clinic. Clinic was not the requirement of that village, but they happened to make that. The conversation was, doctor said, I know your village is very healthy. Every child is born healthy, every mother is healthy, every father is happy. So I want to maintain this culture. With the consent of Imam, he happened to call every single villager to his clinic one by one to inject them. So they should not face any situation happen in future. Ladies and gentlemen, exactly after 1 year, 1977, they found more than 100 people from that village. They were suffering from their health. Earlier, there was no as such. And after that, polio injection or vaccine, whatever you name as, I have no idea about it. And after 1 year, almost more than 100 people were suffering from health conditions. They were critically ill. And then that multiplied. And in next 5 years, the village was known as one of the affected villages in that town, Nawab town, out of 36 villages. Unfortunately, this is the bitter truth of every time. Wherever you feel one city, one country is doing very well, somebody comes out to shine his business, meets one imam, or the person who is heading that country, heading that city, heading that village, and convince that person, influence him, and make sure this village, this city, this country becomes his very business. And that's what exactly happened in the country known as, unfortunately. And the doctor was, there were few parties. They came into picture, influenced by somebody else, motivated them, influenced them, gave them some benefits. They are healthy, they are happy, their families are safe. But now, this entire village, entire city, entire country is suffering from their business. And if I talk about today's time, there is one more doctor came into the picture. His name is Imran Khan. But his business is not your health as business. His business is to remove this doctor. Don't you see that in entire world similar situations, similar bitter truths are existing? Read the history. You have books all across you. But are we there to accept it? Are we there to work on it? Raise our voice? Raise our concerns? Are we just conceding every single situation because we feel like my grandfather, my father, my mother, my family accepted the way it was and now I have to follow them. Otherwise, I'll be called as Gaddar. How dare you to raise voice? How can you go against your family rituals? So my concern is for the society we are part of. There is nothing personal with that doctor or this group of doctors or the group of people who appointed this doctor into business. Life of people cannot be anyone's business, which is the bitter truth right now, which has become our lives are the business of people. I was having an interview with one of the doctors. She's sitting right here. She said, education, health, and justice is something which is right of every human being. We cannot compromise it. That cannot be business. That cannot be profession. Yes, you will be paid for that because you are giving services, but that is not going to be the business of every sensible creature on this planet. So my message to all of you is, if you feel something like similar situations happening across you, our job is to raise at least our voices, not accept the stereotype culture, which is followed by our grandparents, our parents, or so on. Somebody has to raise voice and speak for at least our generations who are coming next. Or I'm sorry, they will be abusing you, they'll be cursing you. My father, my mother, my previous generations didn't know anything from my concern.